it's just about focusing on what's in front of us, and it's just this game. We don't think about, like you said, whether it's 2 legs or it's a group stage. We just focus on the game in front of you. In this type of group and this competition against the 3 strong teams that we're against, we can't afford to look any further than tomorrow night in Djurgardens and give them the full respect that they deserve. So it's just focus on everything is on tomorrow night, focus on that game, nothing else.
What are you gone? I know you're gone. Did you go to? Sorry. Did you go to any of the group stage matches in 2011?
Yeah, I would have went to a couple of games. A long time ago now. Yeah, a lot has happened, but yeah, I would have went to a couple of games, and it's obviously a different atmosphere, different types of game. You're obviously against better opposition, better quality. Yeah, so look, it's a different time now. We're a different team. These are a different team than what they were in 2011 as well. So totally different.
When you look at, you have players like Harry Kane sort of playing in the stadium. I guess it's a reminder of the kind of stage you're on and what players you're coming up against might go on to achieve in the game. And
yeah, but we've got players that want to achieve as well. So that's the same for both clubs. We know they've got some very good players. You only have to look at them for 10 minutes to see that they have some really good players. But so have we, and our players would have ambitions just like their players. So yeah, that's the same for any club that wants to be better and has ambitions to improve and be better every year.
Hi Stephen, what kind of challenge are you expecting from Djurgardens?
A difficult one. They're a very good side. They're obviously very near the top of the domestic league, and when you watch them you can see they're really well coached. Some really dangerous players in the team, and they play off a real structure and a real plan, so they're a very good team.
And those home games against Djurgardens and Ferencváros, do they give you and the players confidence that this is a game that you can really go and attack and win tomorrow night?
That's not just them games, it's what we've been doing the last few years. It's what we've built, it's what we've built towards, it's how we play. Our style has always been geared towards when we play in Europe, that suits us and helps us, that we don't have to change. Like I said, we know these are a difficult team, they're a good side. But we believe when we hit our levels that we can cause any team problems and we can hurt any team, and these are no different tomorrow night.
Have you highlighted any particular player in Djurgården as a specifically big threat?
Eriksson is a standout player, as a player with real quality, and obviously their left winger is a real danger. In transitions he's very, very dangerous, very direct, very quick, and he's clever. So but they have good players all over the pitch. Both full-backs are very attacking minded, especially the right back. Centre forward has scored a brilliant goal against Apoel recently. So they have real threats all over the pitch.
Stephen, just in terms of the route you came here, the experience that the players gained in all the previous games, both in the winning and losing and conceding goals, scoring goals. How vital is that coming into this group stage, and is that experience invaluable for the players of what they've learned so far this campaign?
Yeah, again, not just this campaign. I think it goes back to the campaigns in previous years. We've learned from, like you said, we've had some good nights, some bad nights, some good performances, some bad performances, and we've learned from that. I believe it's made us better and stronger, and you need to take all them experiences into a game like tomorrow night, because you're going to need it. There's going to be times in the game that's going to be tough, and that's when you need all the experience of the past.
And then just in terms of the players and the management of certain players like Dan and Cleary and Jack, I suppose, even with the league and this competition both running side by side and probably of equal importance both, in that sense, is it naturally just a game by game scenario for you, or is there certain players that will suit certain oppositions?
It's a bit both. You've got to look at what players can hurt the opposition teams. You've also got to manage the players' load, the training load, the games. You have to understand where they are in the season. Dan is only early in the season. Jack is only coming back off injury. Simon's only coming back off injury. Graham very similar. So you got to be very careful when you play them, how long you play them for. But you've also got to look at the opposition and see how they suit to play against that team. Do we need to have a high pressing game? There needs to be a counter-attacking game. So you've got to look at everything really before you make them decisions.
Stephen, I know you had this in the last round with Ferencváros and you kind of batted away, but the usual thing playing a team who visit here, the manager already said that you play a classically British style again. I mean, do we get to a stage where it does annoy you, or do you just ignore it?
No, I think that's something that's been thrown around for as long as I can remember. It's fine. We know how we play. We're very secure in how we play. We understand that other people's opinion outside of us doesn't interest us.
And just in terms, I know that the club get fed up sometimes with the focus on the money, but the fact that you were in the group stages now, you know that a win tomorrow is $500,000. That's 5 league titles. I know that it's not a case of fighting to save the money, but is that a factor within the group that's £500,000 for 90 minutes, £500,000 for 90 minutes work?
No, it's not of interest to us. It's about making sure we perform first of all, and if we perform, let's see, can that bring the result? That's all we focus on.
If you look at the team in the groups, who do you hold as a favourite?
Sorry?
Which team in the group do you think is favourite?
For me, Molde are very strong. A team that is top of the league, ahead of Bodø Glimt, for me is a team that is doing really well and very good. So right now, I'd imagine it's them.
And if you look at the match tomorrow, who do you hold as favourite tomorrow?
Sorry?
Which team do you think is favourite tomorrow?
I'd imagine Djurgardens are. But we faced that a number of times. Over the years, it's nothing new. And yeah, we're okay with that.
Thanks.
Stephen, hi. I was going to ask you the same question as the gentleman, but when you see the results last night, you see Zagreb stunning Chelsea, you see Shakhtar beating Leipzig away from home, having got very little preparation. Does that give you a sense that, like, you know, even though some people are perceiving Shamrock Rovers are a small club in this competition, that when you see surprise results in the Champions League, there's no reason why you can't make an impact in this group? Do you use those results from last night maybe as a sort of a motivation for your own players?
No. We believe we can win games in this group. Is it going to be difficult? Yeah. Are we against good teams, big clubs? Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's 11 men against 11 men on the pitch, and we believe we can win games in this group. You need certain things to go your way, but we believe we can go and win games.
And where does this game rate for you in what you've done at Shamrock Rovers?
I don't really know, to be honest. It's nice. This is one of our goals that we've wanted, but now that we're here, I said it, we're not here just to be here. Maybe that's something that I assess, I look back on at the end of the year, or when I'm sacked from here, or when I leave at some point. But right now, it's about just focus on the game plan, focus on what we have to do to win the game, and that's something that I look back on and whenever.
Just one last one from me, and it's a bit of a sidebar, but you're aware of the FAI decision in the last hour or so about the Sligo-Dundalk situation and the impact that has on the league table? Does it influence you in any way, or any comment on that?
No, I think Dundalk won it, did they? Yeah, I think it's the correct decision. It had to be. Yeah, it was the only outcome, really. I think the procedure needs to be tidied up in terms of how the emails are sent out and how they're read, and because I think clubs go by gospel by them, and I think that's right or wrongly, that's the way it goes. But I think it needs to be tidied up, because it can very easily happen. The outcome was always going to be that outcome, and it doesn't affect what we have to do. We know what we have to do domestically. We know what games we have to win, and we'll be fully focused on that when it comes around.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And usually you are playing often very good games at home. What kind of atmosphere can Djurgården expect from the Rovers fans?
I think it'll be a fantastic atmosphere. I think when you look at our supporters and Djurgardens supporters, they're very similar in the passion that they show for the game and for the club. So I think tomorrow we can expect a fantastic atmosphere, and hopefully on the pitch we can deliver a good performance.